Oh, happy day. Good morning. We got a 48-degree cooler here. I hear the familiar hiss of the lack of charge. Look at these fan blades, or look at this dust everywhere. I got more of a story to tell you upstairs. Let's look behind it quick. So let's clean that before we go to the roof. All right, I'm actually turning the light on because it'll be more impactful. There we go. Now, I don't think this is our problem. Okay, but we're definitely not helping things with this. If this were our problem, we would also, the lack of airflow, we would be freezing up. Okay, so I cleaned off the back. I don't actually normally like using, but I use this evaporator cleaner. It's lemon scent, doesn't need to be rinsed. It's NSF, so it's food grade to be in here. But like I said, you can see the fans are gross, the fan shrouds are gross. We are going to clean all of this. So side note, this location, I do their service, but I do not do PM stuff for them. I used to, and times got hard and we trimmed expenses, and so we stopped with PM visits, which is fine, but I haven't PM'd this place in 1.5 years. And this is what you get. So your coils are jacked. You just got dust everywhere. So I have this off at the breaker. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this back on, and we're gonna go to the roof. So I wasn't gonna get accurate pressures. This wasn't my problem, but I wasn't gonna get accurate pressures because I don't have good airflow. So I'm gonna bring the water hose in, real gently rinse the back. And you don't have to rinse it. I want to because there's always some level of debris that's gonna get in the drain, and the drain line's gonna clog. So I like to run some water down it, really kind of flush it out. Side note, said I haven't PM'd this place in 1.5 years, right? All right, I hate this place. Ladder to there, ladder to here, freezer, cooler. Huh. Well, let's pop the top. I don't see the fan starting. You may just have a bad condenser fan. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Feel the heat coming off of that guy. All right, very simple system. We're not locked up. So we could have just an open cap. So the body of the motor is not hot. So that tells me it's not trying to run. It's single phase, 240, okay? Here's my 2 lines coming in. Let's get up under here and see if we can look. Oh, that's interesting, okay. So I wonder, we got a yellow fan cycle here. We may have a bad fan cycle control. All right, so I was looking at my, okay, let's do it this way. I was gonna do it by what I see, but let's see what it actually is. Okay, let's go to the condenser fan. So the condenser fan runs straight to L1, T1, gotcha. The other side, I see it's met with a yellow. And that yellow is a fan cycle control. Haha, and then that runs to T3. I noticed because we have these Wagos, this is from the factory, okay? I like Wagos, a lot of people don't like Wagos. My mentor can't stand them, but I don't care. So I got power off. So I'm gonna do first and foremost, we're gonna get a visual look at what's going on here, okay? Fans, as it said, so it actually said it's supposed to be coming off L1, and it looks like it's coming off L2, not that it matters. But you've got one leg of your fan running into the fan, the other leg running to the yellow, and then yellow running to the bottom. I'm curious to pull that yellow. I'm gonna pull the yellow, okay? I'm actually not gonna pull it. I'm just gonna pull the fan, and I'm gonna screw it into terminal 3 and see what happens. Because again, I'm not confident we got a dead fan. I'm confident we're not feeding power to the fan. And based on the heat and the pressure, right now what I need to do is put gauges on and verify that we're running proper pressures and that we have enough head pressure to kick on the fan. But the heat was just pouring off that front unit. So, bang-a-rang. Okay, the reason I changed gears, I wasn't gonna pull the yellow. I don't wanna unhook anything I don't have to, right? I could be wrong and it could be the capacitor. Nope, there you go. So, bypass the fan cycle, and now my fan starts. And I can tell you, it's not that we're running less than 250 PSI right now. That is blazing. My sight glass is flashing, but we need to give it time to play catch up. Now I feel like we just shut off on low pressure. All right, we're gonna put gauges on, okay? We're definitely, looks like we're running short. So we're gonna put gauges on and see what's happening. All right, so here's where my assumptions have taken us to the completely wrong direction. Fan cycle's doing its job. Because we never got up to high enough pressure. I'm gonna put the fan cycle back in play. We're gonna leak check quick, downstairs, up here. Okay, the thing is, nice part about it is everything is dry and kind of dusty, so I don't see any oil evidence anywhere yet. Discharge line of the compressor is a common guy on these. So, but again, now here's why I didn't want to move any wires I didn't have to. By not taking that yellow off the bottom, all I have to do here to restore this to how it was is be able to turn a wrench left-handed. Holy smokes. Take that, put it back in there. Okay, now we're good. Oy, oy, oy. Very low pressure. And probably we have to get to like 200 before that kicks on, which isn't gonna happen. You're gonna shut off on low pressure before that happens. What's wild is, pardon me, that we're gonna drive this head pressure high enough that it's gonna keep, because it was running when I got up here. It wasn't short cycling, but I bet my pressures were high enough. You know, if we were able to drive that up to 175 or 180 with no fan, we may be able to maintain above 15 degree or 15 PSI, which is what the cutout probably is on this. We also need to gonna need to replace that contactor since it's been hammering in and out, and we need to put a time delay on this. So, 3-pole contactor, 240 volts, time delay, which is wild that there's not one on this, and the leak detectors and the 404. Right? Are we 404 on this guy? We are. All right, side note, I have 2 of these bags, and they're great because you can throw everything in it. You can just make my list and be like, okay, I need to bring all this crap up. You can just throw it all in here, not have to worry about my headphones for my whisper. You don't have to worry about carrying multiple stuff. Just have one big bag. And also, like when you're doing jobs and you have to show up with local materials like Home Depot, right? Like you run into Home Depot and you've got a bunch of PVC fittings or gas pipe fittings. You don't have to show up with a Home Depot bag. You can put it in this bag, make it, you know, look like more than a chuck in the truck. But it's just convenient for me. I can throw the bottle and everything in it. One trip for this old guy. All right, I weighed my bottle downstairs. I'm actually gonna do it this way. I don't feel or see oil from these quick connects or any of the usual suspects. I'm gonna go ahead and charge it now, and I'm gonna put some pressure on the system. Then we're gonna start sniffing, because I need the system, I want the system to stay online. I don't wanna lose the charge we have and put nitrogen in it, drive the pressure up. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this away. So what I could actually do, because we're open downstairs with the compressor off, I'm gonna go ahead and fill through the high side. All right, I got my bottle open. My solenoid's open downstairs. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna fill, instead of pumping liquid directly into the compressor, I'm gonna go ahead and fill the receiver. We're gonna fill the evaporator right now and the receiver. Then we're gonna turn it on, draw it back, and then we'll add what we need to add. I'm worried our leak's gonna be in the evap. Boo, but if we find it in the evap, it's no harm, no foul on the refrigerant, because I can pump it down right here, lock the refrigerant in up here, and do my work downstairs. It's a lot short though. Now, again, it's been a year and a half. It's probably been longer than that since I've touched this unit. So you could have a tiny leak that's just taken this long to lose this much charge. Let's go ahead and stop it. Okay. Okay, compressor up and running. We've actually got some head pressure now, so I'm guessing you'll see in the background that fan should start once, depending on what this is at, maybe 225. There it goes. So I was completely wrong. We don't have a fan cycle control problem. We didn't have enough refrigerant to drive up the pressure. Here we go, we're cooking. Still flashing sight glass, okay? It's gonna take a little time. Now I'm gonna bleed a little bit in through the low side. She is still eating gas, man. So if the leak was anywhere in here, it would be manifesting itself down here and down here, and it's not. Boy, that is taking a lot of gas. Wouldn't be surprised if this turns into be 2 or 3 pounds. Let's see what this says the total charge is. 208, 3-phase. I don't see it yet. It's one of those that don't tell you. So my sight glass is almost there, about clear now. Let's shut it down. I think it's gonna have to eat a little bit, but model, serial number, volts, refrigerant, 404, 7.4 amps, high side pressure, low side pressure, heater watts, condenser fan. Yeah, it's not, the charge isn't written on there. Well, we'll let you know when we weigh the bottle what it took. I still got some dancing. Tiny bubbles. All right. Start with this. Oh, battery, man. You know, this has been a great detector for me. It's rechargeable, and I always forget to recharge it. We'll see. We'll see what we get here. Let's grab some superheat right there out of the airflow. Now I'm going to want to turn this off. I don't want the fan. A tiny, tiny leak on the roof can get whisked away with the wind as the fan blows. And if it's small enough, not actually leave much trace of refrigerant. Yeah, so now I'm afeared we're gonna walk into the box with this and it's gonna go crazy. So this is interesting, actually. I'm letting the box pull down. I'm not worried about superheat yet, because until the box pulls down, I'm not gonna fiddle with it. But scheming my wiring on my delay, right? So we've got our 230 volt coil, okay, right there. So, and attached to it is an orange and a red. Okay, so let's go. One side of that coil runs into the high pressure control, out of the high pressure control, and lands on L1. And the other side, blue, red, or gray, we know it's red, goes into the low pressure control and lands on L3. Have you ever seen that? Maybe I'm just ignorant. I always put them in series, where you're basically providing. It's interesting because you've got half of the coil is on the high pressure control and the other half is on the low pressure. So if either one dies, you're done. But interesting, very interesting to me that they would have separated it out and not run it into one, into the other, and then back. You're definitely running unnecessary wires since they're right there. Like, you could have just ran it out, jumped it to there, and ran it back. You'd had 2 wires here instead of 4. Whatever. So I'm going to pull the orange. I'm going to land the orange terminal on mine. I'll draw a new schematic here. So where the orange coming off of L1 is going to run into my high pressure control. That's going to land on my timer, and then it's going to pass through my timer to energize. Okay, so took a picture of the wiring. Yeah, you know, which I actually generally always do, because it's really easy to pull one thing and then go bam, and 4 things get pulled off, and then you're like, oh. But that doesn't frighten me so much anymore, because I can read a freaking schematic. I know how to put it back how it's supposed to be. That doesn't mean that's how it was supposed to be. But where opportunity allows for me, I will pull the old one. Obviously, we're powered off. I'll pull the old one, set it out of the way. I will mount my new one, and I will just wire for wire right there. But we've got so much wire, I'm not even going to mount it. We're just going to do it right here. All right. Pretty sure we got it. Okay, and so now we're running the other brake in. You know, it does matter. Hang on. I need to make sure I'm braking the low pressure well, which is the red. So it's a pump down system, right? So in theory, it's actually never going to go off on the orange. So I need to do this the other way. Stand by. The red that's on that coil is what I need to land. So I just need to switch. Gosh, is that right? I just need to switch the orange and the red. Yep. Glad I thought of that. So it just wouldn't have been a delay, because basically your high pressure control is running through your orange wire, and that's only going to shut down in the case of mechanical failure where we're overheating. I don't like that's a little loose. Let me retighten that. Gotcha. All right, so I hope that makes sense. I want to break what's coming back from the low pressure control, which was the red line, and then feed it to the coil. Now, so when I turn this on, one, it shouldn't blow up, and two, it shouldn't start, because you should be missing one leg of your... Interesting. But it did start. It says there's a 120-second lockout, so I wonder if it's... Yep. So it's a lockout on brake. Okay? So now that I turned it off and turned it back on, my contactor would run if I asked it to, but we're on a 180-second lockout. So in 3 minutes, this should start up. I'm gonna go ahead and do my wire management here. I don't love that it's not the adjustable one, but this is what I have. This is actually a Trenton warranty replacement. I used mine on a Trenton unit on the fly, and they replaced me with a Trenton unit, so it's all good. Just takes 3 minutes of patience now. And she just came on. So the purpose of that, right, if you don't get it, is that in the scenario we were in, we were short cycling on low pressure control. Hey, I'm out of gas. Boom, she shuts down. Well, the reason we had to replace the contactor is because that contactor has just been hammered with no delay. Compressor comes on, low side, pulls down, gets below 15, drops out, compressor stops, rises back up to 25, bang, and it did that 250 times before I showed up. We probably did it 2,500 times before I showed up. So you're just hammering those points. So whenever you have a short cycle scenario, replace, make sure you got a timer, make sure you got a new contactor on there. So we'll be back here in 2 months with this thing dead again because the contactor broke. Which maybe that's what you want, another service call, another trip charge. I don't. So I'm good with that. 25 degrees of superheat. My box hasn't been satisfied yet. Clear sight glass. No evidence of leaks up here. I'm going to keep my gauges on. I'm going to pack everything up. I haven't gotten to wire management yet. I'm going to pack all the tools up. I'm going to go downstairs and we're going to leak detect in the evaporator. So you're good? Pardon me. Yeah, maybe. There's oil. There's oil in them there hills. All right, I'm really chasing some leaks. Problem is, look at this line set. It could be on any of it. It could be, I mean, it could be that this is rubbed. That's very viable. But, so I split this and look. That's dry, no oil. I split this and look. Very wet oil. What's crazy is I'm not getting anything on the bubbles. Surely it's not the upper one. Finally. It's where I thought it was. don't know if you can hear it. It's a big one. But it's a torchable one, so that's easy. We're gonna clean that up. And we're gonna pump it down upstairs and we're gonna torch it. Okay, this is the perfect application for this. We're leaking from right here. Rather than torching this, I have it pumped down upstairs. This is the perfect application for a connection, an SBC connector. Low side. These things are rated up to 400 PSI. I mean, I hesitated to use them for a long time, but I keep them for stuff just like this. I'm not gonna torch this. I cleaned it, I'm gonna cut it, I've got enough slack there. We're gonna put it together. All right, if you've never used these, there's viewing windows so you can see you're seated all the way. Okay, so these are seated all the way. We're done. We're done and good. We still obviously have to pull a vacuum, but yeah. All right, no leaks. I've actually pulled the vacuum already. I knew there were no leaks. I pulled the vacuum already. I released the charge upstairs. So the vacuum didn't take long because I pulled it from upstairs and then I only had to pull against the evaporator. So the vibration is part of what this problem was. So this needs to be shored up better. We need to secure it to over there so it can't move. How's that for pressures, baby? My box is a little warm, so my superheat's a little high. I got a clear sight glass. We're rolling. Let's clean this mess up. Re-insulated, brackets holding it there. I just put a big panduit strap around those just to give it some support. So every time that solenoid opens, clunk, you're gonna get clunk, clunk. And I think that's what broke out our piece. Hang on, I got it in my pocket, let's see. We'll take a good look. Interesting to look at the inside of it. It's crazy as looking at it, it looks like, there it is right there. Right there, pinhole. And you can see it from the inside, pinhole. That's all she wrote. I didn't pull these and clean them. Terrible. Just don't have time for it. I got other calls. This was not on the bingo card today, but obviously a walk-in takes precedent, and I am an hour away from where I was, where I have to go back to. So, see you later.